I'm going to stay neutral, but all right, I liked it.
Right when the president came out, he said that one thing he wanted to do was lay out why it's necessary for safety and security of Americans that this is happening. Do you think he made that case?
I thought he started with the necessity. We talked about you need necessity, the objective, then what's the plan. I thought the necessity, laying out the bill of particulars on Iran, was fairly effective, not entirely accurate, as you just pointed out. I think it's important to remind people what Iran is about. It is a real threat. There are reasons to be doing what we're doing. I thought when he laid out the objectives and the plan, I don't think we heard too much. And my takeaway was that we might be in for an escalation of this war. I mean, he said if there's not a deal, he put back on the table.
He didn't talk about a deal very much.
Well, he said there's not a deal. The energy targets, everything else he'd been talking about. So
he said if not by April 6th, then we're going to start bombing all of their, well, not all, hopefully not all, but we're going to start bombing energy infrastructure. And that's going to be, you know what? I'm going to be real with you. That is kind of a war crime. When I was reading his tweet and I'm like, we're going to destroy wells. Like, well, you're going to destroy their water desalination centers and energy infrastructure. And I'm like, war crimes? Like, you know, you're gonna have to justify this eventually, and if you don't win the midterms, bro, Trump is gonna go to jail off that. He's gonna go to jail for war crimes. Why? Because you're gonna have to justify how that was more of a military hit than a civilian hit, like how that affected the military more than affected civilians. And I'm sorry, but there's no way you're gonna be able to argue
that. If we thought we might hear a de-escalatory speech, so we're going to wrap this up in a couple of weeks. Actually, I heard something quite different.
I really hope he doesn't commit to that because, yeah, it would be war crimes at a certain point. If he doesn't win that midterms, oh, he's cooked. He's cooked.
And he said he visits the families at Dover, and he said we must honor them by completing the mission. And then he basically threatened Iran that we're going to prepare to send you back to the Stone Age. So I think this war is going to continue for some time. I mean, that's what I heard.
I thought it was striking that while he had a chance to speak to the Iranian leadership, the replaced Iranian leadership, he did not make an offer or any discussion.
Oh, God, make sure to double tap that screen and like the video, guys, because after this video, I'm going to go ahead and let in Backset and Monty to have another round. But make sure you double tap that screen and like the video.
Of what the U.S.-Iran relationship could look like. I mean, these are two countries that have every reason that they could be natural allies. Historically, in various moments, long time ago, they were. But there was only threat to the Iranian leadership. There was no incentive. I thought the second really interesting thing was that the president basically dismissed the operations to go get the nuclear material. You may remember that when this war started, that was supposed to be the number one objective: keep Iran from making a bomb. And that means taking away the near bomb grade material. This time he said it would take months.
And, you know, just because I got to prove myself on this one here. Now, guys, when I said that it is a war crime, yes, it is. Yes, attacking energy and water infrastructure that is indispensable to the survival of the civilian population is widely considered a war crime under international law. Deliberate attacks on civilian infrastructure such as power plants, water treatment facilities, desalination plants violate the Geneva Convention and their additional protocols. Like, yeah, I mean, that's a war crime, and that's why I don't want him to commit to it. God forbid he does it. Because, I mean, yeah, he's going to hurt the IRGC, but he's also going to hurt the civilians of Iran. Like, the innocent people who had nothing to do with this. Who got nothing to do with this. Whoops, wrong video.
For them to get near the nuclear dust.
I mean, just last Monday, a little over a week ago, I asked the president about getting that enriched uranium, and he said that it would be very easy for the United States to go in and get it. The other thing here is the Strait of Hormuz. The president seemed to back up and confirm reporting there that he's not interested in the United States having control of it or having that settled if the United States does end this war.
Well, and that's inconsistent. I mean, one thing he complained about the Obama administration and sanctions relief and everything, but if Iran comes out of this controlling the Strait of Hormuz and being able to meter ships that go through there and taking a cut of every ship, they're going to make hundreds of millions and billions of dollars. So that if that is the outcome here strategically, that is not good if our objective is to contain Iran. Yeah, he called on our allies to come in and help in the Strait.
And this is where everybody's confused because, I mean, one, they're able to sell their oil unsanctioned for some reason. And then two, I mean, like I said, they control the Strait of Hormuz and they're able to let all of their allies through, but not ours. So, yeah, this is why everybody's sitting there going like, well, what do you mean a win? What are you talking about? They still control a critical point of trade.
Might be willing to help, but I heard him say we kind of would lead that mission from behind,
right.
Hoping that our allies might step up, which I'm not sure they're going to do. Look, it's a difficult mission. He said it's easy. It's not. You got to have assets that can, Caitlin, shoot down anti-ship missiles and drones. It's hard. We did this in the Red Sea with a small coalition. It's a very difficult military mission and strategic equation. And the way we're talking about our allies every day, I don't see the allies really signing up to take on this mission. They should. I mean, they should. It is in their interest to do it. We should stay on them. But I think the Strait of Hormuz remains a very unresolved issue here. I didn't really hear an answer.
Well, I mean, if what Brett's hearing is that there's a potential escalation here. The president talked to Americans about rising gas prices, but he said that they would come down after the war is over. I mean, if the war is going on for 2 to 3 more weeks, maybe longer than that, do you think that was sufficient?
Well, they're going to start to come down. I think he's right to recognize it. He's trying to show the American public that he hears their anxiety about it. And I do think gas prices are going to be one of the drivers of public opinion on the war. I think Brett's right about what he said about the allies, though. He called on our allies to come in and take over the Strait and deal with the Strait. Now, he's mostly talking about Japan and Korea. Both of them get about half their oil and gas through the Strait of Hormuz. But he's also talking about Europe. And I think the heads of state of our NATO allies need to have heard this message pretty loud and clear. We've maintained bases in their countries. We've fueled their economies. We've protected them from Russia for 75 years. And they wouldn't let us use our own bases in their country to be.
Yeah, but let's be real, though. Let's be real. NATO was an alliance to where if anybody attacked them or attacked us, they join in. If anybody attacked them, we join in. Not we can just drag each other's into each other conflict. Like, that's not what it was for. So it's kind of crazy. Everybody playing stupid about this NATO alliance and how it's supposed to work. It was supposed to be like, hey, if somebody attacked me, you guys pull up. Not, oh, no, I can drag you into whatever conflict I want. Oh, yeah. And by the way, not only am I dragging you into this conflict, but I'm going to make you clean up the mess as well. Like, I'm sorry, but I get the whole argument on they should be paying for their own damn defense. But, bro, doing them like this is not it.
Engage in our national security here. And I think that, I'm a big supporter of NATO. Most Republican senators I talk to are.
It's like you taught them that lesson on the fly. It's like they didn't even see it coming. Nobody's seen it coming, honestly. But, well, I mean, us over here seeing this whole war about to pop off. But everybody around the world, yeah, they got caught by surprise. And now we're pretty much telling them, oh, well, our European allies or NATO, pretty much telling them, yeah, I know we started this war. And I know the mess is mainly affecting you. But, yeah, we're going to need you to go ahead and step in and clean up. Like, come on, guys. That's not it.
As well, but I think there's a real schism here, and I think if our allies they need to hear the president tonight, and it's time to get on the horse and ride.
Well, I should know. I mean, the president saying that he could withdraw from NATO. It was his Secretary of State who did co-sponsor a bill saying the president can't unilaterally do so. He needs Congress to help him. Karen, overall, not just on NATO, what do you think Americans heard in that speech 1 month in?
Look, if you are concerned about your own pocketbooks, and let's be honest, that's what most Americans were probably listening for. They're listening for, how's this going to affect my life, my economy? You weren't reassured. I mean, as Brett pointed out, if we're talking about an escalation, he's talking about 2 to 3 more weeks. Then we're looking at, and he said this was going to be over in 4 weeks. Then we're talking 7 to 8 weeks. And the kind of escalation he was talking about doesn't sound like it's just going to be 2 to 3 more weeks. I mean, we're sort of joking about this. Everything's 2 more weeks, 2 more weeks, 2 more weeks. So that's a concern. And even in his conversation about the economy, he said, oh, it was so great a month ago. No, it wasn't. His numbers on the economy have been going down steadily for quite some time. So I don't think people heard anything to make them feel reassured about.
I mean, yeah. And here's the thing, though. It's like we're not tripping over a bad month. January was great. Job numbers were great in January. Inflation, all that good stuff was great. February, bro, that was a bit concerning, but it's explainable. Here's the thing, though. It's not looking like we're going to have any better numbers for March since we're in this conflict with Iran and since prices are rising. And that's probably going to, lean into inflation a little bit. So when inflation goes up from the whole, God forbid that touches inflation now. But like if inflation goes up by at least 0.4%, don't be surprised.
Why?
But we'd still be under 3%. So, I mean. wouldn't be all that bad.
Did we have to do this right now? I know he tried to make this imminent argument, but again, the fact checkers will, I think, correct that. And he did not make a case he didn't call people to action, to be a part of this. He really tried to, and I don't think people are going to believe that just because he says it should be over, that everything all of a sudden is going to go back to normal. I don't think people buy that.
In terms of a deal being reached,
the president has. Make sure you guys double tap that screen and like the video, and let's go ahead and bring back our two the two debaters in. Shout out to my man Sid. Shout out to my man Monty.
You need to refer to me as the master debater.
The master debater Monty.
Yo, bro, yes, you need to. Dude, why do you not support Israel, bro? What?
I don't support Israel. What? Fuck Israel.
You don't? We kill more children than you. You don't support that,
bro.
No, you don't. You don't have us beat by 1,000,000 miles. You know how many black children die from Planned Parenthood?
Ooh. Yeah.
Well, we do. We don't have black children because we don't allow black Jews. But, bro, come on, let us go. Come on.
No, Sid, come on, bro. That joke was a bit too accurate, bro.
Sorry, dude. I understand them,
bro. Anyway. No, everybody is spinning this like they're creating their own objectives and their own fucking armchair quarterback of the situation. Well, this is what he needs to do. And then a couple days later, well, he didn't do this and he really needed to do this. Bitch, who the fuck are you?
Monty, did you hear my question? I think you dipped out of the last debate we had like a couple minutes ago. I asked what you think is going to happen 2, 3, 4 weeks out from right now at this point. Like, what is your prediction?
Do you think I have a fucking crystal ball? I don't make. Okay.
You can make a prediction. You can make a prediction.
I will make a prediction. In 2 to 3 to 4 weeks, I will be about 10 jumps into my skydiving A license.
I'm done.
I'm talking about with the conflict, obviously, motherfucker.
So, I don't know. I really don't know. I think more than likely Trump. I don't know what's going to happen.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm not going to sit here and try to military strategize like these fucking CNN anchors are doing. I'm not going to say, oh, Trump needs to do this and he needs to do that. And I'm not going to create false narratives of a goal around a situation that I'm not handling. Like, what sense does that make to do that? Anybody that's doing that should be discounted as illegitimate and uncredible.
Not what he needs to do or just what you think will be happening. And by the way, I'll give my prediction, and I'm sure S.E.T would give his prediction. Like, we could all
that
go
doesn't
do
make
it.
predictions. Haven't you heard?
No, he will. You would, right?
No, don't.
I mean, he can act. I mean, sure, but Monty's gonna nail me into a corner in about a couple weeks later.
and we're gonna nail him into that corner if his prediction's wrong here. So let's hear it, Monty.
That's why I'm not going to make a prediction. This is a volatile situation.
But you seem very supportive of it.
I am very supportive of it because the end goal or the end result I am in favor of.
So you can predict the end result, but you can't predict 2 to 3 weeks.
The end goal and the end result. I am absolutely supportive of the end goal and the end result.
We would all be.
Are you not?
Probably in favor.
Wait. You are supportive of Iran not having a nuclear weapon, not having ballistic missiles, not having an oppressive regime.
That was just about what I was going to say.
Yeah.
We would probably all support the end goal, whatever that might be. The end reality is a totally different story. That's why I'm asking. 2 to 3 weeks, I'm giving the same timeline Trump gave. What do you think is going to be happening?
In 2 to 3 weeks, I think if things haven't gone the way Trump wants it to go, I think he's going to rain holy hell on them and then just act like he won everything and leave.
Okay, that won't solve anything.
It'll demoralize the fuck out of them.
True.
I heard you say.
I mean, they're gonna have their response to that for sure.
That's cool. They can keep shooting missiles and missing by 5 miles.
It'll probably, if Trump makes good on his promise of hitting a ton of civilian infrastructure.
He didn't say civilian. Why are you putting that moniker on what he said? He never said civilian infrastructure.
He said energy infrastructure and
energy infrastructure.
And he also said bridges.
Bridges are military targets, Sid.
Can be.
I mean,
No, they are. That is a
but they're also civilian infrastructure.
If it has heavy civilian use, then I don't know.
Incorrect. Any bridge is a legitimate military target because
a majority of their energy infrastructure is civilian use. A majority of their desalination plants are civilian use.
And if you can make the case that it supports the military or the war effort, it is a legitimate target.
No, that's true. No, yeah, you're right. If you can make it a legitimate argument that it's mainly used to support war,
not mainly used. That provides
as mainly by civilians more than for military use. You just can't have one military car drive on that bridge and be like, oh, that's a target.
No, I don't even know why you're arguing this, Monty, because you've already written off international law, so you don't even care about this stuff. Anyway.
No, I mean I really don't. But we're having a conversation about international law.
So who gives a fuck? And by the way,
who gives a fuck? Yeah, why are you asking me the question?
I want to pitch this to you.
No, I wasn't asking you
to get caught up on war crimes later on. I want to ask them. Let's switch up the.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
It's not a war crime the first time.
All right then. All right. Well, at least we got that out the way.
I think he should. But he won't. He won't.
I won't what?
Oh no, he won't get caught up on war crime if he does commit to this strike. If he does commit to the strike,
so you're actively saying right now you want our sitting president to fail. That is un-American.
What are you talking about?
If he commits war crimes, I would love for him to get prosecuted for
war crimes as defined by who? A fucking liberal lunatic?
No, not defined by me. As defined by the UN. As defined by the treaties.
You're already defining it before it's even happened.
Signatories.
You're already setting the precedent.
I'm not. No, I didn't set this
any type of civilian infrastructure. You always got to prove that it's mainly being used for military use more than civilians.
You do
if it
not have to
any
prove
type of harm or any substantial harm on the civilians, then it will be seen as a war crime.
You're complete. You have to mitigate harm caused to civilians.
Monty,
energy infrastructure.
So, Monty, when Iran retaliates and strikes all of the region's desalination plants,
which they've already done before this. Wait.
No, they haven't. If you think they have, you're in for a big awakening. But when they do,
if we're going to be so butthurt about desalination plants, why are we not having the same hoorah about them doing it already? They've already done this.
Yeah, that was a war crime.
Why are you not calling for the fucking regime to be brought up in the Hague?
That was a war crime.
If that's what you really care about.
That was a war crime. What do you want me to say? That was a war crime. Yeah.
So we're dealing with war crimes.
And it was a war crime when we hit their energy infrastructure in the middle of Tehran and made it rain oil and decreased everyone in that fucking city's lifespan by 5 years. So what do you want me to say?
It is not a war crime to hit oil. It is not.
It was. Yes, it was.
Oh, you're the adjudicator of war crimes now? Damn, Sam, you need to add that into your resume.
Oh, you are, Monty? You gotta add that too. We can do the same game.
Accusations of war crimes against the sitting U.S. president. Do you not see how laughable that is?
Yeah, the sitting U.S. president that ran on committing war crimes. This motherfucker ran on striking the family members of terrorists. That is a war crime.
That was Obama.
That was Trump.
He just
Trump said we need to fucking strike their family members. That will be deterrence. That is a war crime. This guy has no qualms about committing war crimes. since his first term.
They have no qualms about flying buildings into our or flying planes into our buildings. So I have no qualms about their families
I
dying.
mean, Iran didn't do that.
Iran funded it with Saudi Arabia.
Oh, and Saudi Arabia, you mean our ally, our very great
Yeah,
ally?
I don't agree with us being allies with Saudi Arabia. Really, the Saudi Arabian
Okay.
government has changed, though. The regime has changed through the years to a different
How
dynasty.
so? How so?
Well, they're not
Could you
funding.
tell that
They're
for
not
me?
funding massive terrorist attacks against the United States anymore. So that's a start.
None of their elite families are funding any terrorists.
No,